My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Today we remember Saint Martha of Bethany, and turning to the Gospel of the day, we hear the encounter of you, Lord Jesus Christ, with your friends. We read in today's Gospel the following. Many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to sympathize with them over their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus had come, she went to meet him. Mary remained sitting in the house. Martha said to Jesus, "If you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now, whatever you ask of God, He will grant you." Lord, I would like to recall the reason why these people had come to sympathize or mourn with Mary and Martha. And the reason, of course, is that their brother, Lazarus, had died. And for that reason, I think it is important to go to the beginning of this chapter 11 of the Holy Gospel according to John. And there we read the following, that now a certain man was ill, Lazarus of Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. It was Mary who anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was ill. So the sisters sent to him, saying, "Lord, he whom you love is ill." And Jesus, I am moved by this expression, that him whom you love is ill, that you loved Lazarus. And not only that you loved Lazarus, but you loved Martha and Mary. And Jesus, your reaction is rather strange, left me scratching my head, because further on we read that now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So, when he heard that he was ill, he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. The reaction that I would have expected was that Jesus dropped everything and took off to see his friend. But no, you stayed 2 days longer. And that explains why Martha reacts the way she reacts when she sort of scolds you and says, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." But at the same time, Martha gives me a fantastic lesson of faith, because she goes on to say, "And even now I know that whatever you ask from God, God will give you." Therefore, Jesus, I ask of you to increase in me that faith, that gift of faith that you have already given me, that it may grow day by day. You then replied to Martha the following, "Your brother will rise again." And Martha said to you, "I know that he will rise again in the resurrection of the last day." But then you said this incredible words, "I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live, and whoever lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this?" And Martha replies again with this great faith, and Lord, I want to make her words my words, because she says to you, "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, he who is coming into the world." And those words mark the end of the Gospel of the day. Nevertheless, in my mind, I am still thinking about this question of the fact that you love your friends, yet you let them suffer. How is that possible? A father of the church, St. John Chrysostom, commenting on this Gospel, said the following, and maybe these words could help us. Many are offended when they see any of those who are pleasing to God suffering anything terrible. Those who are offended by this do not know that those who are especially dear to God have it as their lot to endure such things, as we see in the case of Lazarus, who was also one of the friends of Christ, but was also sick. Thinking of these words, Lord, I come to realize that it is almost the case of each and every saint, that they endure suffering, that they meet the cross as a traveling partner, that they enter deeply into your mysteries, especially the mystery of the Passion, the death, and definitely the resurrection. An example of a modern saint who exemplifies this Christian suffering is Saint Gianna Beretta Molla, a wife, a mother, a pediatrician and a surgeon. Her story is well narrated in Catholic Online. After finishing her studies in 1954, Gianna met Pietro Molla, who was an engineer, and they were officially engaged the following April and married in September 1955. Gianna wrote to Pietro, "Love is the most beautiful sentiment that the Lord has put into the soul of men and women." In November of 1956, Gianna became a mother to her first child, Pierluigi, then their second child, Maria Zita, in December 1957, and their third, Laura, in July 1959. In 1961, she became pregnant with her fourth child. Toward the end of her second month of pregnancy, Gianna was struck with an unimaginable pain. Her doctors discovered that she had developed a fibroma in her uterus, meaning that she was carrying both a baby and a tumor. Upon examination, the doctors gave her three choices. One, an abortion, which will save her life and allow her to continue to have children, but take the life of the child she carried. The second, a complete hysterectomy, which will preserve her life but take the unborn child's life and prevent further pregnancy. The third, removal of only the fibroma with the potential of further complications, which could save the life of her baby. Gianna opted for the removal of only the fibroma because she valued the sanctity of life of her baby. In fact, she was willing to give her own life to save the life of her child. Gianna, who was a surgeon and a pediatrician, pleaded with the other surgeons to save her child's life over her own. She sought comfort in her prayers and her living faith. She was, indeed, a woman of faith. And so it happened that the child's life was saved, for which Gianna graciously thanked the Lord. After the operation, complications continued throughout her pregnancy, but Gianna spent the remainder of her pregnancy with an unparalleled strength and insistent dedication of her tasks as a mother and a doctor. A few days before the baby was to be born, Gianna prayed to the Lord to take any pain away from the child. She recognized that she may lose her life during delivery, but she was ready. She was quite clear about her wishes and expressed these wishes to her family. She told them, "If you must decide between me and the child, do not hesitate. Choose the child. I insist on it. Save the baby." On April 21st, 1962, Gianna Emanuela Molla was successfully delivered by C-section. The doctors tried many different treatments and procedures to ensure both lives would be saved, the life of the mother and the child. However, on April 28, 1962, a week after the baby was born, Gianna passed away from septic peritonitis. Gianna was beatified by Pope John Paul II on April 24, 1994, and officially canonized as a saint on May 16, 2004. Her husband and their children, including Gianna Emanuela, their last one, attended her canonization ceremony, making this the first time her husband witnessed his wife's canonization. And so, Jesus, teach me to embrace suffering with this divine logic and with this Christian spirit. Mary, my mother, Virgin of sorrows, Mother of fair love, be my consolation too, and help me bear the cross like you did next to your Son. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations which you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help to put them into practice. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.